Welcome back to the channel. This is Outback Tasmania, and under the beautiful skies today, we've got a lovely clear day. The rain has disappeared for a little bit. The birds are out squawking and singing and doing their thing. On today's video, let's show you how I can turn for under $20 a nice 60-litre plastic trash can into a fabulous composting system for your yard. You know what the big box stores are like. You go to the big box stores and they want to sell you a composter. You either get the tumbler, you know, you're well over $100 odd there, maybe $200, or you get the plastic ones that are just like a cover. So it's just basically something very similar to this, but with nothing at the bottom, and a simple bin, which is I think $15.99. Let's save some money, and I'll show you. I've done this before where I used to live, but I left it behind when we yes, I left it behind. But when you relocate to Tasmania, the biosecurities for all your gardening stuff is absolutely pretty strict. So instead of going through all the stuff, we just left most of our gardening stuff behind and starting up fresh again. There's one of the trains. The ships are all in port today. It's all happening here, Outback Tasmania. Let me show you how I can turn this into this. Well, it's been a minute or two since I've been wearing a t-shirt. The sun is out. It is absolutely glorious. It's probably 14 Celsius, getting around the 50s or whatever it is. I think that's around the 50 odds in Fahrenheit, but it's a lovely day for us for this late winter time period that we're in. Looking forward to spring. I wanted to get this done. So this is a 60-litre trash can. It is Australian made. It is, what have we got here? Made in Australia. It's designed obviously not for compost, but it's a willow. There we go. And let's put some holes in here to let the fluids out, the microorganisms in. And we're gonna, when I finish with it, I'll show you how I use it in the garden. And you know what? For the price of one of those compost bins that I was talking about, that you can see here on the screen now, you can get 3 of these, and you can have a nice cycle of composting. You can have the freshest stuff, and then you can let this stuff into you can just keep rotating them around. It's a very good system. So let's get into it. First we need some holes, and there's nothing scientific about this. It's just a matter of putting some holes in, letting the liquids out, and letting the microbes in. So just grab your handy drill. You could just, the width of the holes can be anything that you like. I found when I did this before, the bigger the holes were, I lost a lot of compost. I didn't lose a lot, but when I lifted them up to move them around, obviously they were coming out at the bottom, whereas the holes are a little bit smaller. It mainly stays in there. So I've got a 38mm drill bit. Let's see what we can do. Look at this, absolutely glorious. So what we're going to do is start directly in the strongest part, which would be the middle. And there we have our first hole. So the plan would be to have a bit of a, say, a 5-hole system. So we're going to put one in the middle and one on either side. I'll tell you what I'll do. I like that brand. I will put it there, right there. Don't force it, just let the drill do its bit. There's two. Three. Four, and we'll make this a 5-hole bin. So it's as simple as that. Other people you can put more holes in if you like. I find 5 works good. Maybe 7, you could have put another one around the edges there, but I'm going to use this one as a 5, and in the next couple that I'm going to show, I'm going to have a different formula with the holes, just to show you the difference in the way you do it. And if I can show you the best way, that's the whole idea of the channel. So now let's go and do what we're going to do. So you find a place in your garden which you're going to use. I'm going to have a garden bed up here in the very near future. I'm going to have a garden beds over there on that fence line, and that's going to be the start. So I'm going to put a compost row right down here. Look at that lovely soil. Yeah, so I find if you put it in about at least a third, sometimes half into the ground, it sort of keeps warm. It keeps solid. It's just a nice way of doing it. So I've dug it down about a third or a half. I'll fill in around it, and we'll start putting some compost, some materials into compost down. There's the inspector. He wants to come up and inspect the job, but we'll be going back down to that level. There we go. It's in the ground. It's sealed. There's no mice or anyone can get in there. So now I'll start getting my compost and throwing it in, and my food scraps, and it will break down. Alright, so that's the way I do it. I like it in the ground so it's not loose and can fall over, or mice can dig underneath and go in for the food scraps. It is there. And so as I go through the garden here, we've got a lot of lemongrass, onionweed. Lemongrass is onionweed. Like, let me show you. Yeah, every time I pull it out, like I've got the roots of that one. I haven't got that one, so these will grow back, but I've got that out. Well, that's no good in the compost. I'll be putting them in a hot container to kill off. Could even put them in the fireplace when the fire is actually raging. I've done that in the past, but I've got to continually get them out of the ground here, otherwise they just do not stop. This onionweed, which there's not as much as there once was, but there's still some here, so I've got to keep digging that out. My little inspector wants to come up here and play while we're here. Let's have a look here. I've got some the radishes starting to pop up only after a week. I'll be getting some lettuce as well. I've got some other plants to pop, but that's just the system. There will be 3 of these, 1, 2 and 3, and as this one fills, I'll start the next one, and then there'll be another one. So just along here where I'll have the compost, I'll have garden beds and compost. In the future we're planning on chickens just over here, but one step at a time here. This little boy, this is Charlie, look out, out of the way, look out. This fence works good. I've got to build a gate. And as you can tell, our yard is very steep. It is terraced. Yes, our bulbs are coming up. Lovely bulbs. Good boy, Charlie. They're starting to come out this week. Over here, there's a few. Look at them. Absolutely delightful. There's a few coming up there. Yep. Won't be long and we'll have some over here as well. The old rose is still slowly trying to grow in the shade, which is this yard is very. Ooh, I've got loads of compost there to pull out. Yes, this yard is very strange. At the moment the sun comes from this direction and then gets covered by these trees this time of year, but in summer the sun comes from the direction of that chimney and comes in. We get full sun right up the yard for the first half of the day. So yes, they're not, I think those compost systems look neat and tidy, even though they could look strange to some people that there's a bin sort of buried in the yard. But let me tell you, give it a go, give it a crack, give it a try. It definitely works. So I'll be on my next video. I'll be preparing for my my peas here, starting to come up pretty good. Beans are still a week in the pots in the nice warmth of the sun, but look at that one. There we go. They're coming up there. I've got these as well. And when I do plant these, you watch the way I do this too. I'll be doing it quite different from most other people. And look at this. I put this here last week, and in 7 days, a shallot. I used this in the kitchen. Bought it from the store. Look at that. It's already grown over an inch. This one's coming up well. They're what do they call that? It's literally evergreen. It just keeps growing back. So yep, come on Charlie, out of here. Our beans are still on this side, are very slow. These are looking a little bit healthier. The bell peppers, these ones are still very similar. I might have to try another strategy there. But hey, welcome to Outback Tasmania as we come out, and we've got the water, the water system. It's still there. He likes it in that room. So do the bugs. But yeah, we've been cleaning out the guttering there, getting all that sorted out today. But hey, the wattle tree's blooming. Everything's green. We've had plenty of rain, but not today. Today we have blue sky. The birds are out in full voice. They sense spring is on the way. The shipping schedule is on the move. We've seen a few ships move around today. Oh no, there's no movement at the moment. He's settled in, the one that was just come in. Alright, until we meet again. It's always a great day in Tassie. Can't you tell?